Alrighty, guys. So, welcome to part two of Confluences. So, this is gold, and this is just a replay mode, just to kind of show you what we're looking for with the higher time frames and the smaller time frames. So, as you guys can see here, this is the daily. So, going back from September 9th, if we draw our resistance right here, we can see that price did continue to make new higher highs, breaking above this previous resistance. And as you guys can see, it is trading above resistance. So let's go to the 4-hour. So as you guys can see, going over the 4-hour, what are we going to be looking for? We're going to be looking for ways that we can continue to get out of this resistance for longs and continue to the upside. So as you guys can see here, we did have a chance to get out of this resistance right here. So if we would have run our Fibonacci from here to here, you can notice that price, just in case you guys asked, I drew my Fibonacci from here to here just because it's the push, so it makes a little bit more sense to me. You could still do it from here, doesn't matter, but I'm just going to do it from here. So notice how we have the golden zone here. Boom. We have the golden zone right there, 764 being rejected, and then coming over to this previous next resistance on the 4-hour. And as you guys can see, price did struggle to break above and continue. So that was only showing me that, hey, look, price is going to come back down eventually. So after we had this, we did break above here, 764. If you guys would have been stopped out here just because this move is pretty massive, as you guys can see, it is an 80 pip move. So wait, no, let's remove this right there. It is an 80 pip move. If you guys would have been stopped out just going off the 4-hour, you could have re-entered on this Fibonacci right here, from this push to this push. And as you guys see, beautiful little golden zone right there. That was respected. Take profit 3 ended up being hit. So let's kind of find a way to see how we could have prevented from being stopped out on this push here on the 764 if we would have entered at the 50. So let's go to the 1-hour. So let's go to the 1-hour. So as you guys can see here in the 1-hour, price just melted. And as you guys can see, we did form some type of support right here. So if we would have entered, you would have noticed that price did disrespect this form of support and it could have stopped us out. As you guys can see, entering back after, it did go about 60 pips before it came back and formed another form of support over here. Boom. And then it started to go up. So you would have noticed that on the 1-hour, we did end up getting a second form of a retracement, which did end up touching our 50 and our 618 right here. Boom. So let's say you would have took this loss, you would have came back and make this win right here. And you would have made a lot more of your money back. As you guys can see, this thing just straight up skyrocketed. So let's go to the smaller time frame right here. On this right here, 30-minute. It's basically about the same thing. We don't have new higher highs being created to run our Fibonacci, so this would have been a little bit risky just going off based of support. And boom, let's go to the 15-minute. So what do we have here on our 15-minute? We don't really have much. Price still making new lower lows to continue a little bit down until it starts to consolidate and then break above. As you guys can see, it just started to come all the way back after hitting our 764. Nothing you can do Basically, it was a really big push to the downside. And as you guys can see, we had a little ripple effect. It came back and boom, got right back in the golden zone and it decided to keep going up. So we're going to go back to the 4 hour. And as you guys can see, price did disrespect this resistance by not breaking it and staying above and making new higher highs. And it came back down and melted. But we still do have this super strong support here on the daily. So now what? We're just going to keep going, keep going. As you guys can see, price did keep respecting this form of support on the daily. And it started to make new higher highs. So let's draw our resistance right here. Boom. And as you guys can see, what did price do? We draw Fibonacci from here to here. Again, price came back to retest the 764 where previous resistance was, as you guys can see. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to go to the smaller time frame, as in the 30-minute, 1 hour, 15-minute, looking at the 1 hour. As you guys see, even though we're on a short, remember our time frames are very much bullish. This is the golden zone right here. Boom. This is the 1 hour, this is the 30-minute, and this is the 15-minute. So knowing that it makes a little bit more sense on the 1 hour, you guys could have taken this long right here. Now let's see what happens. Price does decide to start going up. Now let's remove this because now we're above the golden zone. Now let's go to the 15 minutes, see if we can find some type of retracement. And that's very much well what we did. So this little ripple effect could have done it here like this. And as you guys notice, 764 holding super strong back into the golden zone, and we just kept going up. Now, boom, as you notice, price is officially very, very strong to the upside. Oops. As you guys can see. Boom. Golden zone came back, melted in the golden zone. Kept going up. Now notice where price is right now. Wow, that's 1 15-minute candle right here. That is crazy. So let's go to the 1 hour here. Let's see where price is right now. Price is at this form of resistance. Boom. As you guys can see. Now, bam. What does price do again? Price decides to retrace. Going back here. Let's draw this right there. We had some rejections here at the 1 minute. Boom. 38 rejection. We didn't touch the golden zone again. Let's drag this up a little bit. Still nothing. Let's go to the 15-minute. Still nothing. We didn't make it quite yet. So in this situation, we would have missed the trading setup. Either way, our entry was more back down here. 38 rejection. I would not have personally entered on this trade just because it would have been very risky. So let's go to the 4 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour and let's start mapping out zones where we were at that we're most likely to target, like this being one of them. Let's go to the daily. Let's look for the traffic on the left side. So right here, let's draw a little line to where price is at right now currently, which is 1636. Now we're going to go to the left side and we're going to see over here. Let's check right here. And as you guys can notice, that was a form of support previously. So let's go to the weekly time frame. Now let's start mapping these things out. So this was a level of resistance. This was another level right here. This was another level. Let's go back to the daily. We got weekly resistance. We got daily resistance. Everything is right there, as you guys can see. Looking good, looking good. Daily support. So another daily support. Boom. Let's just leave. That's just gonna leave it there. We're just gonna leave it there. Boom. So let's go back to the 4 hour. Let's spread this out on the 1 hour actually. So remember, let's just remove this Fibonacci right here. So notice how we are going and breaking and targeting and continuing to touch previous daily and weekly support levels and resistance levels. Remember, they act like magnets. So let's see this price. Boom, boom. Now price is on this form of support that was way long ago in the daily and the weekly. See what happens. Boom. Price is continuing to go up. Boom. Look at that. Clean. 1700 was hit. So as you guys can see, that these levels are very, very, very nice. We were always a little bit bullish here, and to target at least 1696, 1700, we went to the previous time frames, which were basically the support and resistance on the higher time frames, and the previous weeks and days before that to target them. Remember, they act like magnets. So look how price is reacting right now as we keep going. Notice how price is reacting to these red lines. Look at this, how we're respecting this moving average on the 50. Boom, creating, looking nice. Now we're EMA's crossed. Let's see, boom. Price does continue to go up. Look at that. Now price is respecting this moving average. Now look, it's probably going to shoot up. And that's exactly what it did. Boom. So at the end of the day, guys, you can notice how, 4 hour, you can notice and see how these levels get very much well touched. Now, if gold were to continue to keep going up, 1700 would be next. As you guys can see, very clean. Look at that. Price is always going to find its way back. Always. Uptrend, boom. There you go. So always use multiple confluences in order to find where price is going, where it's been, what's the trend. If we continue to go up, where are we going to go? So that's always going to be using multiple confluences. Multiple confluences. Always. How did we know price was going to get here? Replay mode. Let's see if we can find some form of entry. This right here. Let's try this Fibonacci from here. This was a whole bunch of 38 rejections. Support being created at the 38 rejection. Go to the 15 minute. What do we have? We have a whole bunch of consolidation. Let's go to the 5 minute. See if we can find an entry. Now look at that. Remember, we go to the 5 minute when we are literally in desperation. And as you guys can see, we have a ripple effect. Boom, 764 holding, golden zone. Look at that, look at that. Support being retested again. Move invalid after hitting take profit 1. Okie dokie, what are we going to do? We're going to keep looking. Now we have a pullback. Okay, cool. Let's see what happens. Price consolidating at the 50. EMA's cross, respecting the 50 moving average. Consolidation like crazy. Creating its own little form of support here at the golden zone. Boom. Look at that. We're continuing to go. And we just start skyrocketing. Boom. So keep in mind, guys, using multiple time frames to find out where target is going to go, where can we go, what is the trend, where are we going next is always very, very, very important. So like I said, guys, using those multiple confluences and looking at the multiple time frames, it is always really good to keep that in mind. Boom, look at that. Another little 5-minute entry after consolidation broke out. Oh. What pips is that? About 50 pips. Very, very important. Always look at your higher time frames. Look where the trend is. Follow the trend. Look for entries on the smaller time frames using multiple confluences like your previous resistances on the daily to kind of see where we're going to go. If we have broken them in the past, if we have any market structure forming like daily highs, new higher highs, market structure breaking to the upside or the downside following where the previous support and resistance was on the daily and the weekly and the 4 hours. And also realizing, hey, look, we have to go to the smaller time frames to try to find our best entry. So in some situations, you will find them on 30 minutes and 15 minutes. Worst case scenario, the 5 minutes. So clean, beautiful. Hopefully you guys understood that. And if you guys are still very much confused, you guys can always rewatch these videos. I promise you it will click. See you guys in the next one.